Hi, in this video, I will be reviewing the movie Baby Blues, which you can watch here on YouTube on Uche Montana TV. So this movie is such an interesting family movie. So we have this couple, Nene and her husband, Lutana, who are, happily married, and the wife is heavily pregnant. So they are expecting a baby. So the wife is somebody that is very hardworking, very supportive, very loving. So they're like a very lovely couple generally. The husband on the other end is an Uber driver, so that's what he does to get by, and the wife is a cleaner. So she gives birth, and after giving birth, she just becomes a completely different person. She changes her attitude to her husband and her child and to herself. Like she just becomes a shadow of herself. Basically, just highlights the whole issue with postpartum stress disorder, especially for new moms, because she couldn't, even look at herself in the mirror. She couldn't allow her husband see her. She was very uncomfortable around her child. So it was just making us get a glimpse into what it is like for new mothers and how it is very common. So that's just what the movie is about. This lady who is dealing with something she doesn't understand. She doesn't know if it's normal. She's just feeling a lot of emotions and doesn't know how to deal with everything and also be present for her family. So it's a very interesting movie, a very different movie from Uche Montana. So it was like nice to see her produce such a movie because it passes such a very vital information. That's something that we all should know happens, that we should know this thing happen and we should be aware so we know when people around us are going through this and how we can let the helping hand to support them through it all. Yeah, so for the actors in this movie, we have the character Nene, who was played by Uche Montana. Of course, Uche Montana is a phenomenal actress. She does justice to any movie you see her in. But in this movie, it was very, very emotionally taxing for her because the beginning parts of the movie, early on in the movie, we got to see a very vibrant, happy, supportive, hardworking, energetic, strong woman. But later on in the movie, she just couldn't understand herself. She just couldn't understand her body. She was just going through a lot, and it's just being depression setting in. Like after she gave birth, she just couldn't understand what the switch was. Like she couldn't do the things she used to be do before. She wasn't happy, like little things like that. So it was just very powerful how she was able to interpret this character of this lady who is a new mom, and all this stress with it, this whole mental strain, and the whole feeling of her body changing and everything. So it was very, very interesting, of course, watching her in this role. Like she did so well. Then her husband was Lutana, who was played by Fredrick Leonard. Surprisingly, like I look forward to the matchup of Frederick and Chimontana in the movie because they really do go well together. And Frederick is one phenomenal actor, so we know he would give us 10/10. But in this movie, it was also like nerve-wracking seeing the back and forth him and his wife kept having because they were like the sweetest couple early on in the movie. But after the baby came, there was this rifts, there was no communication. Like we also get to see how that affects, it's like a two-way thing. We get to see how the wife is dealing with it, and how that is also affecting the husband and the family as a whole, which was just a lot. But it was beautiful to see how the movie ended, and it was also very like interesting. Like I really enjoyed their cute scenes, the whole driving scene, how she was also supporting to pay up the um car payment and everything like that. So it just shows how a couple should be united, how important it is to communicate and just be there when your partner needs you essentially. Then we get to see the mother-in-law, who is the husband's mother. Surprisingly, she was like so in love with her daughter-in-law. It was not the typical mother-in-law that is evil and doesn't like her daughter-in-law, but she treated Nene like her own daughter. Like she truly loved her, and although she could see that there was something off with Nene, she just did not know what it was, and she was willing to do everything and anything to make her happy. Like I enjoyed her mommy, her mothering scenes in this movie. And of course, we get to see Nene's friend Pascaline, who was, I guess, her only friend in the movie. So she has this shop, has her daughter Boma. So her friend, I don't think her friend knew how, her comments at times get to her with the whole thing of, you're so lucky, you have your mother-in-law, you have your husband. Like me, when I gave birth, it was just me, no husband, no mother, no this, no that. So it was like it at times those comments would come as a, should I say, like a personal attack, or making her seem like, oh, Nene, you're so lucky, you have it good and everything. Meanwhile, she was also having like her own internal battles. So yeah, so it just basically we should be um self-aware, and we should read the room, we should try and be a bit understanding. And of course, we get to see her madam, the lady she works for, who she cleans her apartment, who is this doctor. Thank God for this woman, because without her, I don't think Nene would have been able to understand what she was dealing with, and how to get through it, essentially, because she made her realize that what she's feeling is normal. A lot of mothers feel the same way, and it is a phase, and she can get through it with the right support and just communication. So some things, of course, you can pick up on in the movie will be the number one thing, which is what the movie centers on, which is the postpartum stress disorder, especially in new moms. How like most of the times they don't even want to be around the child, they can't carry the child and all of that, because they are dealing with the stress of having dealt with the pregnancy, the birth, and how their body changes. So it's like a lot. It takes a toll. It takes its toll on a woman, and it's just like makes us realize and know that it is common. It happens. It's not saying that, oh, the woman is weak, or she's a bad mother, or this one or that one, or she's lazy. So it's just like it is normal. It happens. So with the right supports, these moms will be able to overcome that. Then, of course, the theme of love, family, the thing about communication, because it was when she stopped communicating, like nobody could understand what she was feeling or how she was feeling, or like know what is going on with her. So it just shows how important communication is in a family unit. As in life generally, you have to communicate, because nobody can read your mind. Also shows the challenges in parenthood, as new moms, as new dad, how they were trying to understand their new dynamic, and being present and there for their child. So it's just like a very thought-provoking movie. I guess it creates awareness that these things do happen, and we should be aware, and show more support to mothers generally. And if you've seen the movie, let me hear your thoughts down in the comment section. Did you like Uche Montana playing this role in this movie? If you're new to my channel, do subscribe. If you like this video, please smash the like button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Go check out Baby Blue on Uche Montana TV. Thank you for watching. Bye.